We're back to a new year. We're hitting the ground running with lots of action and stuff going on streams. Let's talk a little bit about everything that I've been up to recently and what you can expect this coming week, because it's going to be a variety of stuff for you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. People have been incredibly supportive, all right? That's awesome. Thank you so much. I need a gaming chair. Amazing. Sponsors. Thank you for the support. Quiet chair. Feels so positive. Just want to say again, thank you guys very much for your overwhelming support. Let's try this again. Fucking asshole. Fuck you. Who gives a shit and rip my teacher's head off? What? Piece of crap. I'm looking at my taxes. Have the fucking game to fix it. Have a good night. And from RFHC5, he cheered and he brought up something that has to do with someone who's a detractor of mine. Listen, I'm not one to bring them up, give them attention where they don't deserve it. And I'm not going to revel in any kind of disciplinary action that was taken towards someone who's basically made a living off of harassing me. That is the responsible citizen or the detractor. Constantly for years. So in that regard, I just don't give a shit. But all I can say is this. It seems like Twitch actually is serious about cracking down on their rules. You know,
UCK, I appreciate the cheer, but please do not reference really bad memes from, you know, a content creator who sadly over the years has proven to be a jerk to me. It's really not necessary. And no one cares about his videos anyway, besides small children. So there's no reason to reference them here on my stream.
Oh, now I got a $1 tip from Tevin. Now who knows if it's the real Tevin, who's a fucking another hemorrhoid on my ass, right?
You know what I mean? Like, they actually are serious. When they made those changes earlier this year to their terms of service, they are seriously taking it in stride, and they're really actually enforcing these rules, even for things that people are not doing on their own site. In this particular case, I believe this is someone who constantly, on a daily basis, steals my Twitch stream and rebroadcasts it on their YouTube channel. And the only reason this person gets any kind of attention on the internet is because they constantly steal my content and basically make negative commentary over it constantly. Views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. And of course, you're going to have a certain kind of messed up in the head kind of person who likes that kind of content. I personally am not one of them, okay? And I know that you guys watching aren't either. But there are people who like that shit. And so he illegally rebroadcasts my content every day, and basically Twitch finally got wind of it and said, well, we don't want someone like you on our site. You're rebroadcasting one of our partnered streamers' content, and apparently he got banned for it. So, good riddance to bad rubbish, you know? You know what? Off to YouTube with you. So back to the toxic wastes of YouTube, where these people apparently thrive and are immune to any kind of disciplinary action. It's stupid that they are. Because this guy literally steals my content every single day and rebroadcasts it on YouTube illegally. Yet somehow YouTube never takes action against him. Don't ask me why. All I know is I don't care. I do my own thing. But, you know, thank God that Twitch is actually serious about enforcing their terms of service. And they recognized the toxic person and got rid of him. So, as they say, good riddance to bad rubbish. I am diametrically opposed to a lot of the philosophies of people who stream on Twitch and the business itself, all right? And I want you to understand, if you are a viewer of my content right now and you love the raw gameplay videos and you love the streams that I do now, don't worry. I'm not going to completely change my entire business model. It won't mess with the gameplay footage. I'm not going to stop playing the game. Here we are. I'm playing a game. It's a really tense moment. It's a tense fight. Let's go. Oh, wait a minute. I got a new sub. Pause the game. Here comes a pop-up on the fucking screen. Thanks to Jubbity Bubbity for joining the hate army. You're great. Blah, blah, blah. No, not going to do that. Twitch is all about subscriptions. You got to subscribe. Get those custom emotes and shit. Subscribe. That's why everyone over there is all about their subs. Why would I go back to Twitch, where Twitch TV is literally a business model
based off of begging?
I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit here and say, please buy this shirt, please subscribe, please do this, please sub, please thumbs up the video, please see my other channels, please. When do you ever hear me talking like that in a video? By all means, don't subscribe anymore on Twitch. I'll have to figure something else out. I don't even know what else to say. Twitch basically ditched me first. Yeah, because I'm not a Twitch TV streamer. I didn't grow up on Twitch. I'm not from Twitch. I'm a guy who was on YouTube and people wanted me to live stream, so I went to Twitch as fan service. Literally came into my stream today and said, you have to lower the quality of what you're doing or we're going to basically boot you from the site. And when someone does that, at that point, you know, number one, I'll be honest, I don't feel welcome.
And ad revenue on Twitch is not great. Even if I were to run a ton of ads, I barely make any money.
Another suggestion, and I'm going to very, very clearly explain to you why this is not going to ever happen. Phil, just go back to Twitch, bite the bullet, go back to Twitch TV, and stream there exclusively, and stream like everyone else on Twitch TV, where you do streams that are catered toward your viewing audience, so it's more of an interactive stream between you and your audience than anyone caring about the game that you're playing, and we guarantee you that you'll get subs and you'll get more attention and stuff like that, alright? I have many responses to this, okay? First of all,
Bullshit.
and I call it right now, bullshit. Anyone who thinks that going back to Twitch TV and streaming there is the magic solution to all of my problems is just so deluded. Alright, the lollipop cheered, and he says, you know, I'm very happy, but I'm a little sad now. I'm happy because your sub goals got hit, but I'm sad because a lot of it was gifted subs. It's not a bad thing, just the subs will end up dropping next month, and we want real growth, not artificial growth, because it's the same as people supporting you, and we need new people to support you to make everything okay. I hear you, lollipop. And I already addressed this. In part, absolutely. Alright, in part, I agree that, you know, is it good to get support in general? Of course. Is it good that people are stepping up and want to support me in a big way? Yes. Can I survive solely on the support of just a small group of people? No. And it's about getting more overall general support in general, and I get that. As I said, as new games start to come in, right? New games release, new games roll in, more people check out the streams. That's when that's going to happen. People want a guaranteed payoff rather than actually putting time, effort, and work into a game. And Dude, did you look in the fucking mirror, you stupid muppet? Leaderboard. Fire Pro Wrestling World tipped me $81 and says, play me. So what I'm assuming here is that this is someone who really wants me to play Fire Pro Wrestling World. And, oops, Wrestling World. FPWW, Fire Pro Wrestling World. Yes, there you go. And so basically they're giving me the funds to buy the game. Well, the bottom line is I already was going to buy the game.
Nigga, that's that bullshit.
I was already planning on getting it later this month. So thank you very much for that. And I am going to be playing that later this month. So obviously your contribution right now is paying for that. Third Eye the Third cheered and said the hard shit would be standing in the kitchen and cooking the raw ingredients and interacting with chat live rather than making an edited cooking video for YouTube. Make that the tier 2 sub goal. Third Eye the Third, you apparently didn't listen to anything I said earlier on this pre-stream. It's very toxic about how, number one, I would have to totally not stream, part of a stream that I would normally do in order to have time to do this. Number two, it would be boring because there'd be a lot of downtime in between the stuff that's going on with the recipe of cooking this live. And number three, I would totally have to redo my kitchen to make sure hide anything that could be a private piece of information that people could use against me, right? It would just be a major pain in the ass. And that's why I'm really not considering it. Mandingo tipped me $2 and said, EVO 2018, baby. I pretty much am the last person on the planet to be talking to EVO about. I really don't give a shit about it whatsoever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit.
All right. One of which, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the game that I'm the best at, competitively in Street Fighter to the point where I was winning tournaments. I was ranked at EVO, right? I was doing really good back in the day when I would play this game competitively.
I do not care at all. I think that, competitive gaming when it comes to Street Fighter in particular is a farce at this point. Street Fighter V is a terrible game, I'm sorry. Even with all of its improvements over the past 2.5 years, it's still a terrible game. There's no fucking real footsies in the game. The game has no reactionary gameplay. It's pretty much just pattern play, pattern play, pattern play. The game is not good at a competitive level, and this is coming from someone who's played every competitive Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2 released in the early 90s in arcades. I think the only reason that Street Fighter V is being pushed is because it's the only fighting game Capcom has for a long time. And so it's like, well, we play this or we play nothing and our community dies, right? But I just don't give a shit. I never have. You know, ever since EVO started live streaming, I don't watch it. I don't care about it. It's just 100% jealousy. You guys know I play fighting games. I play them on more of a casual level. Sometimes I'll get to a competitive level with certain games, but mostly the newer games I don't bother with it because I don't think they're even worth it. So I really don't care about EVO. For those of you who do, congratulations, enjoy. Go watch and have fun. I don't care about EVO, and you know, I'm sure people will be telling me all about it all weekend, and I'll be like, that's nice, I don't care. It's always been my attitude. I just really don't care about the competitive scene anymore. You know, when I retired from the competitive scene in like 2007, I just didn't, you know. Creamer cheered. Thank you, Creamer Screamer, for the cheer. YOLO Dopper cheered and said, looks like Twitch is more strict about enforcing terms of service, while YouTube is more relaxed. Would you say YouTube is still the Wild West? Do you think Twitch will become even more strict, where they make a culture of gamers that is really sensitive? Here's the thing. I don't think that Twitch is about making it insanely strict to the point where it becomes a bunch of, as people would say, SJW gamers. I don't think that's what it's about. I just think Twitch really wants to get rid of that negative element of people who are only here to do toxic kind of stuff, which is really what YouTube has become. If you look at the top YouTubers these days, not all of them, but some of them constantly put out toxic style content, and that's how they became popular. Logan Paul, the only reason he's popular at all on YouTube because he's a toxic fucking guy, but the guy's so dumb he doesn't even realize it. Like, he doesn't even realize the stuff he puts out is toxic, and he doesn't know why people don't like him. That's how ignorant the guy is. But I think what Twitch is saying is we don't want that kind of crap on our site. We want people who are legitimate people into what they're doing. It's not just a money-making venture. It's not just create drama for views. We want people who are going to put out some kind of a content where not only is there value in the content, but this person realizes that when you broadcast in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people on a daily basis, you're kind of a role model. You've got to be someone who is going to be representative of morality, and not someone who's there just to insult, not someone who's there just to propagate drama for money, that instead you're actually trying to put out some kind of a quality content. Why does Twitch do that? I really feel it's because they want to bring in things like the sponsorships. They want to bring in the ad revenue. They're working on an on-demand video site, much like YouTube. I'd much rather be here live on stream every day sharing fun gameplay experiences with you guys rather than focusing on a toxic piece of shit website where they want to say, hey, look at our Twitch where we really cleaned up things in the last year and now our site is much better. So if you're an advertiser, right, if you're a major company who wants to advertise, come to our new on-demand video website. Screw YouTube, dump them, because their automated garbage doesn't work. Come to us, where we've already cleaned up Twitch in the last year, and we're going to have these same criteria on our new on-demand video website, right? I really feel that's why Twitch is doing it. I don't think that Twitch is trying to make this a ridiculously restrictive site where you always have to be watching your ass. But as long as you act reasonable and you don't go off the cuff and lose control of yourself and say ridiculous things that are offensive and don't steal other people's content and you're not saying toxic things to get attention from your viewers, I think you're fine.
Twitch, right now, I can pretty much control.
You know, and I'll be honest, when they first changed their terms of service earlier this year, I got into a little bit of a hot water with some things that I said and did. And I, you know, kind of checked myself and said, you know what? It's not that hard to not lose control. Just got to be calm and patient, right? And I've been good. And it's hilarious because people have actually tried to frame me in the past couple of months and say that I did things that I didn't do. And Twitch reviewed it and said, this is bullshit, and just ignored it, which is great. I actually feel like now I'm in a place where not only can you guys come and have a fun, safe stream and, you know, a very interesting environment for interactivity and fun gameplay, but if you know it's not going to be overrun with toxicity and nonsense because I've basically adjusted my content, right, to be better in line with what Twitch wants, and I think it's for the better, quite frankly. And what it means is that now I'm protected from all that nonsense. People mass reporting me on a daily basis doesn't matter anymore because Twitch knows that I'm abiding by their rules.
You click on it. Oh. Good. Now I'm away from that annoying fucking bitch of a kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that. I would have fucking pimp slapped that shit out of that. What the fuck? Anyway.
You know, you can say whatever you want, lie however you want. It's not going to affect anything. You know what I mean? This is the God's honest truth. All right. Tons of fans and he's a smart guy. You know what? You say whatever you want. All right. About Logan Paul. You like him, you dislike him. All right. All I know is, we all know what he did on YouTube. We know You know, that it's not just him, but a class of people on YouTube that literally led to the ad revenue apocalypse. And people like him who keep putting up that kind of crap on YouTube are the reason why YouTube fell apart at the seams. And sadly, it's Google and YouTube that propagate that kind of toxic crap that have ruined the website. You know? So, say what you want. Oh no, he's a big fan base, he's a smart guy. I don't care. All I know is what I know from seeing the crap that we've seen from him. And I really feel that it's people like him and a lot of others who created the downfall of YouTube. By the way, this was before YouTube was 100% toxic shit like it is now as well. And again, it should be said once again, the only reason that YouTube is still in business is because they're backed by Google and have unlimited funds.
They're idiots. I work for Google. I'm smart. I'm a hipster. And we have playtime where we do fucking, you know, Pilates and we push invisible objects and we meditate because we're Google and we're smart. And we're going to have all this cool thing on YouTube like paid subscriptions to get rid of ads. Durr.
If any major competition actually stood up to them, they'd be gone. No one wants to use their website anymore. Everyone's done with that shit. We are literally all waiting with bated breath for Amazon to launch their own version so we can get the fuck off YouTube. Because we're just tired of that toxic shit. And Creamer Screamer Cheerda wants me to play the game. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will play the game.
You just gotta be patient and stop asking for the same goddamn thing like a petulant child because it's not gonna make it come any faster.
There's people out there who don't even know anything about me, who hate me. I don't care what anyone outside of my viewership watching my videos directly says about me. And I'm not just talking, you know, little old guy who just watches a video on YouTube doesn't. I'm talking content creators, big YouTubers and streamers literally know nothing actually about me. All they've heard is the negative shit, and so they hate me. I don't care if another YouTuber who doesn't really watch my shit heard through the grapevine that DSP's a bad YouTuber and talks shit about me. Who the fuck gives a crap? Because they don't actually know who I am and what I do. That's not good, you know? That's not good to have an army of toxicity against you for reasons that aren't valid. You know what I mean? So even though I admit, and you see people every day, they'll say, yeah, I didn't know who the hell Phil was till I heard negative stuff about him, so I came and checked out his stuff for myself, and now I actually, enjoy it. Right? Now I actually enjoy the content, because I actually gave it a legit chance. Okay? And when I gave it a legit chance, it ended up being pretty good, you know? This guy said this about you. Did you hear this guy shit on you? Did you hear what this guy said about you at this event? And you know what I said? I don't fucking care. MTC Dude Cheered, he says, I want you to know I'm a true and honest DSP fan. Well, I don't know if you're serious or not, because it seems like you're doing a sarcastic cheer with that emote you used. But I welcome everyone. You don't have to be a hardcore huge fan or whatever, right? Ziggy Piggy Cheered, he says, I'm kind of confused why you think my question was dumb. Normal people don't typically keep personal information they're afraid of other people seeing in their kitchens. That's false. All the time, a lot of people put stuff up on their fridges, right? And for important information about, oh, here's important contact numbers. Here's information about doctor's appointment. Here's a schedule, right? Here's a place that I frequent commonly, so I put up common information about them in the kitchen or hang it out. You know, things that you take on a daily basis, you know? There's a million things I could bring up. It's just common stuff that would be in a kitchen. So Ziggy Piggy, you don't know what you're talking about.
What's the story about your stupid questions?
Pretty silly, pretty stupid, in my opinion. And yes, your question was dumb. I'm sorry, it was.
You ain't even put in a day of work. Now they going crazy because I made it first. See, homie, I just made it work. It's a cold world. That's my old girl. She feel my pain and I ain't even trying to make it hurt.